What up, peeps? Welcome to the Kisscapades podcast. I'm your host, John Telewa, aka the Kiss Bandit. And in this show, we explore the key elements that shape our fulfilling existence, from health and well-being to financial success, meaningful relationships, and the pursuit of happiness. We cover it all. Our guests include experts, professionals, and everyday individuals who have remarkable stories to tell. Tune in to learn practical tips, gain valuable insights, and discover strategies for personal growth and transformation. Whether you're seeking to improve your health, build your wealth, enhance relationships, or find lasting happiness, we got you covered. Welcome to today's episode. Welcome home, brother.
Thank you, man. I'm just happy to be here.
You're welcome. You remember how we were struggling just to do our normal interviews during COVID?
I do.
Bad connection and everything.
Yeah, I do very well. I think that's what has led to this beautiful space that you have here, those challenges, right?
We're not taking it for granted. After that, I just said, you know what, I have to go all out to the studio. If anybody's passing by, whatever time, I make sure like they're getting VIP treatment.
Yeah.
And we shoot some quality content. And that's like, the whole purpose of just making sure everything is up to standards.
I'm really proud of you, man.
I appreciate it.
It's been a dream for me to be in your space.
Come on. That's just too much. That's too much. Yeah. But before we get to that, just tell the people, introduce yourself, tell the people your name and what you do before we just start rolling.
Sawa, asante.
Yeah.
My name is Simon Javan Okello. I am the CEO and founder of the Madaraka Festival. That's what I do primarily. And I live in Seattle, Washington. I am from Kisumu, Kenya. And we are here at the Kisscapades podcast.
Hey. One of the first people who did such an intro and actually got it right. So I respect that a lot.
Yeah, man. It's the podcasting in me,
Yeah, but you've also just been grinding and just been doing it like consistently.
Yeah.
Balancing family life.
That's true.
Balancing the event as well.
That's true.
Some of us, it's just podcasting. So I don't know how you do it, but I respect that.
Yeah, man. It's, I feel like we should be like the spider. We should have so many legs so that if one is cut off, another one is working.
Keep it moving.
Yeah. So I just feel, I just love doing things and that's why I podcast, I produce Madaraka Festival. I'm a father, and so, and in the community in Seattle and also here in Kenya, I still do a lot of work with One Vibe Africa, so it's just important for me to do the work while I'm alive because this is the time, this is the time to work hard, push ourselves, and do great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, I know, the main purpose, and I know you're doing a media tour, so I can't just start asking too many questions and just waste my time.
Right.
We have to get to just the main media tour. What's the main purpose of the media tour? Is it Madaraka Festival or is it your, should I say artists or business partners? I mean, you let me know.
Yeah. To tell you the truth, it's about all of it, Number one, Madaraka Festival cannot happen without I don't live on an island, so I can't do it on my own. And I would say the artist that I'm doing this media tour with, Maniac Main, is really one of the biggest supporters of the work I do. So it's a privilege to be in Kenya with him. And I'm also very proud of the work that he does as an international artist, based in America. Even though he's an American rapper, is actually of Jamaican origin. So I'm excited for you to talk to him later. But he's also an example of artists and entrepreneurs who believe in the work I do so much that they want to come close to it and support it and also figure out how it can grow, because he grew up in America. I didn't grow up there. I went there in my 20s. So even though he's probably younger than me, there are things I'm learning from him. But also many people don't know that Madaraka Festival is actually an international platform. So artists like Maniac Main, values Madaraka Festival and wants it to grow. We have artists from Zimbabwe that were on the lineup this year, artists from Trinidad and Tobago. So it's really about the artists that make Madaraka possible, and to be here with an African-American or African-American Jamaican artist is just incredible, because that's what Madaraka Festival is,
Yeah, and you've been doing it for a while, to be honest. Like, were there any hurdles just before you? Because now I think it's more of an establishment. Like,
yes.
I know it hasn't been easy, because nothing is easy. To be able to just even organize such an event, I mean, mad props to you. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how you do it. But were there
Thank
any
you.
hurdles or challenges before, like, you just established yourself in that scene?
Yeah, I have to say that the hurdles are there even now. But I was saying earlier, while we were driving here, that for me, the hurdles and the challenges are the fuel, For example, as an event producer, and many festival producers who are watching or listening to our episode today will relate, the biggest challenge is getting the money to do the event, So even though Madaraka Festival is an establishment, that is still a challenge, but we are lucky that we have some sponsors and partners who believe in us. But the biggest sponsors and partners we have is really the artists, like Sauti Sol, like Maniac Main, like King Kaka, Eddie Kenzo, Mark Lemo and Ryan Lewis, who are our first headliners, The Bunch. Eddie Kenzo is on the lineup for next year. I'm not supposed to be talking about this.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sir. But it's still under the wraps, eh?
Yes.
An exclusive.
Yes,
Let's put it as an exclusive.
Yes.
Go on. Sorry for just cutting you.
No, it's fine, man. And so I just want to say that the artists are the biggest engine, because without the artists, there's no festival, And so we've built Madaraka Festival as an artist-driven platform. That's why Sauti Sol have been on the lineup 4 times across their career. So Madaraka Festival has literally grown with Sauti Sol.
Yeah.
So it was very emotional being with them on this tour, which was their last one. For a while, they'll not be touring and producing music together. So touring with them and performing in big venues, we had like 2,500 to 5,000 people across 6 cities. So it was incredible. I think the other big challenge is we need more Kenyan brands and African brands supporting African festivals, even in the diaspora. You know what I mean? Because now the money from the diaspora is what is driving the Kenyan economy. Diaspora remittances is the biggest, revenue that the government has. Yeah. So it's a no-brainer for Kenyan brands to invest in Madaraka Festival and other diaspora-based brands and businesses,
Is the government playing a role there, though?
Well, I'm trying to connect with the Kenyan government. I met CS Ababu Namwamba recently. I met a lot of people at the county government in Kisumu.
So there's this lady, what's her... the lady you did almost like an interview with. That's what I saw on social media.
The CEO of the Kenya National Youth Council,
right?
Yeah, Margaret Kiogora. We did an incredible interview with her, and we are doing one with Ababu Namwamba soon. Nice. But it's all about the work they do with youths. We have not even pitched Madaraka Festival to them yet. But I feel that Rwanda is setting a good example for African governments and the Kenyan government. They're investing heavily in sports and their culture, but our government needs to pull up its socks there.
Our government, we're just patient. We just work with what they can give us, but they can. Once we just, I think, because it's also like now a new government, we have to figure out how we can work with them, because if they come in, definitely everything takes off in a whole different level.
Yes, I agree. The government definitely needs to invest in its youths and its people more, so that they can get more, even more, Yeah.
And now, like, what would you say? Because now I know, yes, it's an event, it's growing. And, like, what would you say, like, the main purpose of this Madaraka Festival is? Like, if you were to just tap into, like, the main core, like, is it... What impact does it have to people? Like, what's the main purpose of it?
So Madaraka,
maybe it's just a rug pull thing where you just make your money and then you're like, you know what, guys, who says? But people would want to know like probably more, because I've seen like how would I call it? You see how Afro Nation are jumping into different countries, and people like even have a reason to like, me, I'm traveling to Ghana this time because I want to go and experience Afro Nation. Like, so what's the main purpose of the Nini and maybe impact that you want to leave with Madaraka Festival?
Yeah, so Madaraka Festival started in 2014. 2014. So next year is the 10th year anniversary. Madaraka Festival is actually an offshoot of the work that I have been doing with One Vibe Africa, where we run an education, music, and art program in Kisumu, So far, we've served over 5,000 youths, not only in Kisumu, but now in Kampala, in Tanzania, in Moshi. We have partners that we send music instruments to, and we use Madaraka as the platform to collect these music instruments. We also bring experts. We bring artists like, Maniac. We've brought Sauti Sol to Kisumu many times to do workshops.
Do they get to interact with the kids and everything?
Yes, they even produce...
Oh, he's not here. I was just about to ask him. Okay.
Yeah. For him, he's purely doing a media tour, and we will not have a chance to go to Kisumu, because we have a short schedule. Yeah. But typically, you'll find Ghanaian artists, for example, Bleach the Ambassador, who is now working closely with Oprah Winfrey, was in Kisumu for more than a week,
Mm-hmm.
The purpose of Madaraka Festival is to change the narrative about African culture and give African people a voice in America, by creating our own festival produced by our own people, controlled by our own people, that benefits most of our brands, And then we are able to showcase the African culture in the biggest venues and platforms in the world. We want to elevate East African music, Currently, in the international scene, you don't find even Kenyan artists performing internationally besides Sauti Sol,
It's Sauti Sol or Diamond, I think.
Yes, Sauti Sol or Diamond. The rest, or even Sauti Sol and Diamond, a lot of the time, the venues that they get disrespect their brands, The way that they're treated by promoters and partners is disrespectful to who they are. So we are trying to dignify.
But why do you think that is, though?
Because people don't understand how much efforts artists put into their craft to get to where they are,
Because the reason I would ask that, it's because I would have thought like, our Davidos, Burna Boy, and, like the whole Afrobeat scene, South Africans, they've really pushed the envelope. So I thought like it should be easier for other African artists coming in, or it's still clearly not that easy?
I think what's lacking is the infrastructure. What the Nigerian particularly, they figured out the touring circuit. Where artists make the most money is in this touring circuit, especially in the American touring circuit, because in the whole world, most money made out of music is made in America, Yeah.
Because once you do a tour, like I'm sure once you do like a tour in all the states and everything...
You'll sell the venues, you'll sell your merchandise, you'll sell your music, you'll build a network. There's more that goes into it, but you have to do it properly. And that's why Madaraka Festival is now the biggest African festival in America.
I respect that.
And we toured 6 cities this year after 8 years of just doing one festival in one city.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about like what cities like you guys are doing. Like, so what cities did
we do this year?
Yeah.
We started in Atlanta on May 21st, Dallas, May 24th, Seattle, May 26th, Los Angeles, May 28th, New York, I think it was June 2nd, Washington, D.C., June 4th, all sold out,
That's nice.
All sold out. So it was an incredible tour. Over 25,000 people attended these events, Yeah, so.
See, those are numbers that, honestly speaking, is it possible to clock those numbers in Kenya? I doubt it.
I think it's possible.
I mean, it's possible, but I haven't seen such people talking about such numbers even. And that's why, like, even when we're talking about, like, Sauti Sol doing their last, should we call it concert? The two that they did a VIP one and the other one.
Right.
Before they
Soul
decided,
Festival, yeah. Soul Fest, yeah.
So, like, even for them, they said, what was the number? Hey, I don't want to
I think it was 15,000.
It was 15,000?
Yeah, I think it was 15,000. That's for the fun fest.
Oh, yeah.
For the fun fest, not the VIP one.
Not the VIP one,
fun
yeah,
fest.
true. And you see that, I think that's only Sauti Sol who can do that. I don't think there's
maybe
another.
Nyashinsky.
Nyashinsky is good, but we also have to understand he's also, like, really loved by corporate. Those numbers are crazy. 15,000 for Kenyans are hard people to please.
But I think Prince Inda is doing it.
Who?
Prince Inda. Do you know Prince Inda?
No.
Bro, I need to teach you about Kenyan music.
What? Who's Prince Inda?
Prince Inda is a banger artist,
In Kenya?
Yeah, and he just pulled 30,000 people in Kisumu at Kisumu Showground.
Oh, okay, sir. Then maybe. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
like
I think that's because it's outside Nairobi. Because now I'm tapped in Nairobi. Nairobi, I know like the numbers.
Yeah.
But I know, of course, like now even our pastors can pull crazy numbers.
That is true.
Yeah. So, but anything outside Nairobi, I might not be certain about the numbers.
Yeah.
But of course,
Totally.
I mean, is that someone you're welcoming to?
Madaraka?
Yeah.
Well, it travels with like 30 people, so it's too expensive to work with.
The band, the crew, and everything.
Like 6 keyboard players.
Okay, then he must really know what he's doing. And such a person, you see, like now, I think also, we'll get back to Madaraka Festival, and I'm also trying to think of, you see, this is clearly an artist that you appreciate, you respect, and I can even see when you're talking about him, you're like, this person. But you see, unfortunately, even if you want to bring him to like the Madaraka Festival and do like a couple of tours, it's going to cost way too much.
Yeah, we can't work with him now. But
for now.
in 3 years, we can afford him.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the more people you have, the logistic, the more challenging it is, the more expensive it is. So I think one thing that Kenyan artists could learn from this conversation is also to be a little humble. If you want to tour internationally and grow your brand and work with, especially Madaraka Festival, I'll speak for what I know the most, is for you to be willing to even travel just with your manager, You'll save the promoters and the festival a lot of stress, but then you can give them conditions that they find. We have our own band in Seattle. It's called One Vibe Band. So they have a professional band there that prepares your music, and you go there weeks before, or even a week, or even 3 days.
So you can come do rehearsals and actually work with them.
Yeah, don't be too rigid, Yeah, don't be like Prince Inda, who wants to travel with everyone.
That is crazy. That is crazy. First of all,
imagine
flights and accommodation, visa.
Yeah. But
how
he's
do you
an
even deal with
incredible
the
artist.
I'm sure
even
he
if
is.
he goes to the diaspora, he'll sell it out. Yeah. There's some Kenyan artists here.
Has
Even
he toured
Samido.
yet or no?
No, not the US, maybe Europe. But even Samido, you know Samido?
He's always like touring.
He can sell out. He can sell
and
out.
it's him and the guitar.
Yeah.
And he's bouncing. Book him a business class, he's there.
Yeah.
He performs, and if there's a band there, he can do it. Without a band, he can still perform.
Yeah.
I think that's also like, at times you would want to bring like your whole crew, but unfortunately it might slow you down because of now, like you've said, approvals. Yeah. Those bank statements.
Yeah.
The embassy, you have to justify
Yeah.
exactly what's going on.
Yeah. The more people, the more, crazy it will be.
Okay. So now just on local artists, like, are there people that maybe now, because you've already mentioned like one, like, are there people that you've tried to get on your wagon or like just the tour and it was difficult apart from like, what's his name again? The Kisumu guy?
Oh, Prince Inda?
I've
actually not tried. I've not tried working with him. But
you haven't even tried?
I want to have him on the Madaraka lineup.
Yeah.
It's something, you start with intention,
Yes.
Yeah, so we really want to have him on the lineup, but we know what it takes to have him. We already know.
Has he
We've
said,
done our
research?
No.
Research has
Before
it.
you bother someone, you have to know your shit,
Yeah. So is there any other artist maybe that you had,
that we want to work with?
Yeah, and it's been maybe tricky, maybe they're too expensive or, because, I know like a lot of people, like, let's just say for Kenyan artists, there are some who've gone to perform abroad, and they came back. They said like, we didn't get like the best treatment, or we're not handled like celebrities. We were promised this, we didn't get this. So are there any other artists that you've had like a few challenges working with there?
Of the artists I've worked with, we choose who we work with very carefully, and so I thank God that everyone we have worked with so far, we've had an incredible time, and a lot of people that we have worked with in the past become a big part of the growth of Madaraka Festival, so in terms of Calligraph was a headliner for Madaraka Festival in 2019.
2019?
In Kisumu.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he might be coming back next year,
Okay.
He might be coming back next year.
But have you brought him to the States, though?
Well, we've done something in the States, but not Madaraka with him. I interviewed him for my podcast.
Yeah. Because like for him, he's done, like Calligraph is just, when he says he's the OG, he's been doing it for a very long time. He has songs that people actually really, really love. That's why, like, I'm just trying to pick point. Like, if there's an artist like, okay, Calligraph, definitely.
We will, yeah. We will work with Calligraph for sure.
Anyone from the young generation? Because...
we are talking to Boutros,
Oh, yeah, Boutros is good.
Zenya, Zenya?
Zenya Manasseh?
Yeah.
She's really good.
She
really
did
good.
a short set in Los Angeles, Madaraka Festival in Los Angeles.
Oh, she did?
She did, Maybe if you want to...
Yeah, she was supposed to do my podcast a long time ago. Yeah. Now, you see, she'll be too famous for me to come to the podcast.
She is already too famous. Karun, we've worked with Karun,
Karun is dope.
Yeah, two times. She's been on Madaraka lineup in the US and in Kenya, in Kisumu.
Karun is good.
Yeah.
Super talented.
Yeah, but, we are talking to Boutros, we are talking to, I don't hide what we are doing, so I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah.
We are talking to... We are talking to Maniac Main,
Maniac has to do it.
We want to take Madaraka Festival to Miami,
and that would be nice.
He's one of the people that would open that space for us,
That would be nice.
Yeah, we are talking to, back here in Kenya. We are even talking to Winyo. Winyo? Yeah. So we are talking to a lot of artists. We have a lineup for Madaraka until 2026. It's already like booked.
But managing...
So now we are looking for 2027 artists.
Managing that has to be crazy. I don't know how you do it, but how big is your team? Like, just that helps you in putting everything together.
There are about 15 people who are
15?
actively involved. Not full time.
I would expect 50 there.
It increases as the time for the festival gets closer. Yeah, because then you have to bring on, media partners, venue partners, influencers,
I hope...
sponsors.
Sobu, have you been invited for any of the ninis?
I'm waiting for my invitation.
Come, you guys.
Now, you see, I'm just about to say, like, I should be recording my podcast somewhere there.
I think that's the most incredible idea,
So we're also waiting for our invite.
Yeah, man, so, I'm happy to. I'm actually very keen on getting more Kenyans to come to Madaraka Festival. Yeah. Imagine taking Kenya Airways in Nairobi and landing in New York and going to Madaraka Festival in New York, then going to Boston and Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Dallas, and Seattle.
Have you
and
tried
San
those
Francisco.
partnerships with
Kenya Airways?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were our sponsors this year.
What?
We can get you a deal if you want to come to Madaraka Festival.
Come on.
For a discounted ticket with Kenya Airways.
I have to. But I can't move around during winter. I'm not a winter person. After I've stayed in Kenya for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we do Madaraka Festival when the weather is nice.
So then that's a deal. I think that one, count me in. Yeah. And then any other partners that, have been just supportive, like in your journey, or maybe this year, like you'd want to, like, just to, give them props. Because I've also seen you on your social media. I've seen something with Cooperative Bank, but either you're still talking or it's something that's already in the works.
We are talking to Cooperative Bank about them sponsoring Madaraka Festival and partnering with us. And even Kenya Commercial Bank, Equity, But even in America, we are talking to Chase Bank, Bank of America, you know. We are talking to Boeing, these guys who make airplanes.
What?
Yeah, Amazon has sponsored Madaraka Festival for 2 years.
Amazon.
Yeah, you know,
Okay,
and we are very
okay.
proud of that. Alaska Airlines, you know.
Hey, so now hold on. First of all, so how easy is it to get this kind of partnerships? Because when you're mentioning these names,
it's hard.
In Kenya, we don't know about sponsorships. We just
Yeah.
try, and then it's like never working by the way. So
It's
when
very
you mention
hard.
people like Amazon, you've said which other? You've said another.
Amazon.
Chase. You're trying.
Chase, we are looking for. We are going to get it. You know, Remitly.
No.
They're like the money transfer service.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We are looking for them to partner with us. But I'll talk about our sponsors, who I'll give a shout out first.
Yeah.
So Amazon, I've sponsored Madaraka for 2 years. Alaska Airlines, which is one of the biggest airlines in the world, not just in the US. I've sponsored Madaraka Festival. Kenya Airways, you know, Kenya Airways have come through for us this year, and they're coming through next year. Voice of America, you know, KEXP, which is one of the biggest radio stations in the US. The State Hotel, Wire is a money transfer service too. You know them, right?
Yeah.
It's owned by a Kenyan. We have so many sponsors that have partnered with us, and even Microsoft has sponsored Madaraka, you know.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I just want to thank all of them, our sponsors particularly, and our partners. We also have individual donors who have supported Madaraka Festival over the years, and even family members. You know, someone like my wife has actually really supported me. Yeah. This work takes a big toll on on the closest people to you. You know, my own family here in Kenya. You know, Madaraka has been a dream of mine. You know, for more than 10 years. You know,
that consistency, though,
for more than 10 years.
It's almost one of those things that I don't, because when I see someone doing it, because I think when we started talking like over during COVID. Like, the only thing you could do then is like, okay, check what this person has been doing.
Yeah.
And then I'm just seeing like the catalog, the artist. And I think also one of my friends, what's her name? Angie?
Angela Wambui, the one who works with Capital.
Yes.
She hosted the first Madaraka.
First one.
Yeah, and the second one, she was there, even the third one. She has attended at least 3 Madaraka.
And the sister as well, I think.
Oh, she has performed and hosted, you know. Yeah, Naomi Wambui. Shout out to both of them, you know.
Shout outs to those sisters. Yeah, also super hardworking. And
exactly, and some of the people who have helped us grow, and really there are a lot of artists who have helped, who have even taken smaller pays. In order to be involved with Madaraka, in order for Madaraka to grow. Even Rocky Dauni. You know Rocky Dauni? Rocky Dauni is the...
You make me just look bad here.
Is the
Kenyan.
UN Environmental Organization ambassador, but he's from Ghana.
Oh, okay, that's why. You know? Yeah, because I'd have felt bad if he's Kenyan, and then okay, but I'll just do my background research as well. Do your research.
He's a Grammy-nominated artist. He comes to Nairobi all the time because of the work he does with the environment, you know.
Nice.
And many artists, you know. Of course, Sauti Sol Dibanch headlined Madaraka last year, you know. So we've been very, very lucky. But DJs too, we've worked with Freddie Mooks, who is the global chair of the Grammy Academy. You know, he did the whole tour this year. You know? Dynamic from South Sudan, we've worked with him. You know, Chris Darling did a 5-minute, 10-minute set in Dallas during Madaraka Festival. So
shout outs to Chris Darling.
Yeah,
as well.
so we've just been very lucky. And also there are people behind the scene, volunteers, our marketing team, our venue partners, Live Nation. I want to give a shout out to Live Nation. You know, they're the biggest live music venue operators or owners in the world, you know, and they're our venue partners. And for me, that's a big deal, you know, considering the fact that I started producing events in Manyata, you know. My first event was in Manyata in my mother's backyard, you know.
That's crazy.
On Christmas Eve, you know, and now we are doing events at the House of Blues in the US.
Some of the biggest names that you can even like just imagine. So that's growth.
Yeah, huge.
And I think at times the only issue that I've seen probably like with the new generation is like people don't understand how much work somebody has to put in to be established or even just keep growing. So nothing can happen overnight. Yes, it can, because we're also like in the viral era and everything.
Yeah.
But like there's just so much more that you gain from that journey. Yeah. Like that journey makes everything just, appreciated and just respected in a whole different level.
Thank you.
Thank you now, so much. Because I know I don't want to take so much of your time, because we also have to
that's
which
true.
are like, maniac. And also like, I really want to thank you for like also just making time. I know you have so many other things to do.
Yeah.
Just reserving time to come to my platform. Trust me, brother, I really, really respect that.
Man, I have to tell you that it's an honor. For me, this is bigger than Capital and Citizen because I know how it's hard to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
I do it myself,
Yeah.
And so for me, we want this to grow, We want you to be in the tallest building in Nairobi podcasting.
That's what we want. That's what we want. Inshallah, eh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Asante sana.
Thank you so much. So now, if there's any more information that, you'd want to like just the audience to know about Madaraka Festival, your artist, or what else you have going on, please just feel free to just, lay it out on the platform. So
and look at that camera?
Yes.
Okay. First, I want to say thank you to my brother, John Telewa, for this incredible platform. And then I want to ask you to check out Maniac Main, is the artist that we're doing this media tour with here in Nairobi. He'll give you his handle, his social media handle. But also follow Madaraka Festival on all platforms at madarakafestival.com and send us a DM. If you watched Madaraka Festival, this conversation on Kisscapades, and you DM me through Madaraka Festival, you might get a ticket to the next Madaraka Festival. So follow instructions. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The Kisscapades podcast is your gateway to holistic growth and personal transformation. Together we'll unlock the secrets to living a life of health, wealth, love, and happiness.